Good afternoon. It's Tuesday, September 11. I'm Herman Green with the Midday News. A special welcome to those of you watching OneSpotMedia.com. Millions of dollars worth of goods went up in flames this morning following a fire at 2 Ashenheim Road in St. Andrew. The 4 warehouses were extensively damaged in the massive blaze. The warehouses stored items for Pink's Fabrics, Chem-Quip Water Treatment Limited, Atlantic Hardware, and caterer Jacket Tyson. The Jamaica Fire Brigade says it was alerted at 12:55. 6 units responded. In the meantime, the National Works Agency, NWA, is advising that Ashenheim Road in St. Andrew is now closed to vehicular traffic. The road has been closed due to the fire. The NWA says as a result of the closure, motorists wishing to access Marcus Garvey Drive are being advised to travel along Spanish Town Road, then turn onto Industrial Terrace, which exits onto Marcus Garvey Drive. Coffee farmers from Portland, St. Andrew and St. Thomas are set to benefit from a multi-million-dollar donation. But even before the first check is cashed, appeals are being made for the money not to be shared along party lines. Our business reporter Andrew Laidley has more.
In the glory days, coffee farmers got as much as $13,000 for a box of coffee. These days, they are lucky if they get $4,000. And the farmers say they are suffering. Billionaire Michael Lee Chin, who owns the Mavis Bank Coffee Factory, has dipped into his pocket to help.
It is because of the short-term help that is needed where I'm today making the gift to the farmer, and remember this is a gift, a one-time gift of 60 million Jamaican dollars. This gift is not coming from Mavis Bank. Mavis Bank can't afford it. This gift is not coming from Wallingford. Wallingford cannot afford it. It's a personal gift from the Leachin family to the neediest of the 7,000 farmers and their families.
The Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, will share the $60 million and will start doing so immediately. Farmers who were paid $4,000 per box for their coffee in the last crop will be paid first.
So will the farmers get the money in their hand? RADA does not distribute cash, but the farmers, yes, will be able to benefit from the resources. So as a member of parliament, what I've observed in terms of distribution of resources, if it is that the farmer would like to have fertilizer, they would like spray cans, they would like somebody to come in and even spray their farm. What usually happens, they would get their pro forma invoice and they would drop it off and say, "Rather, this is what I want with my allocation."
The politicians quickly promised the spoils would not be dispersed on a partisan basis.
And what we must do is make sure that it is dealt with transparently, efficiently, and non-partisan. That is what Mr. Leachin wants. The coffee farmers, whether they are Christians or not, whatever religion, race, color, or creed or political affiliation, they need this help. So,
realizing the cash gift is only a short-term measure, the Ministry of Agriculture says it will redouble its effort to help find new markets for Jamaican coffee. Andrew Laidley, TVJ News.
Agriculture Minister Audley Shaw announced plans today to explore new coffee export markets in China.
There's a promotion and expo import show in China coming up in November. And myself and my Minister of State will be attending. My colleague Minister, Darrell. One of the things we intend to use that China visit to become a point of departure for a sharp and aggressive penetration into the Chinese market with Jamaican coffee. Over the years, we have tended to rely on one single external market, the Japanese market. It is time, past time, for us to get into a healthy and aggressive program of diversification.
Japan has traditionally been the biggest market for Jamaican coffee. Woman empowerment, that will be the main focus of the JLP's candidate for East Portland, Anne-Marie Vaz, as she's bent on ousting the PNP's Dr. Linville Bloomfield as the Member of Parliament for the constituency. Mrs. Vaz, who was on Sunday presented as the JLP's standard bearer for the constituency, says it's time for women to take their rightful place in leadership.
I want to tell you that I am going to provide the leadership, the guidance, and the counseling to empower you women. Gone are the days when we stand behind a man. We are now standing beside him. We are going to take our place in this society, and we are going to use our skills and knowledge to move this country forward.
A newcomer to representational politics, she did not hesitate to issue some strong messages to the utility companies, namely the National Water Commission and the Jamaica Public Service Company.
I don't want any child in East Portland to be carrying no water on them head. It's 2018. Time come. National Water Commission, you're going tired to see me face. That there are still places like Black Rock in East Portland that don't have electricity. I never got electricity until I was in high school. That is over 30 years ago. JPS, you're going tired to see me face because time come.
She told the gathering that her entering representational politics is to uplift the East Portland constituency.
I am here to work. I am not here to jerk chicken or pork. It's a Dover Boston already.
The Road Safety Unit is again raising concern about the level of indiscipline on the nation's roads after several motor vehicle deaths this week. 8 persons were killed in 4 crashes between Sunday and Monday. The crashes occurred in Manchester, St. Catherine, Clarendon and Westmoreland. According to Director of the Road Safety Unit, Kenut Hare, the crashes were caused by the indiscipline of drivers. On Sunday, 3 men were killed in a motor vehicle collision along the porous main road. Mr. Hare says the driver of a Toyota Corolla motorcar with 2 other men on board sped away after a fender bender with another vehicle.
Violation of the road traffic. So is it run number one right now? Overtake along the porous main road. Yes. Where you have a brow of a hill and you have a long line in the road where say no overtaking.
The vehicle then collided with a BMW motorcar traveling in the opposite direction. All 3 men died as a result of their injuries. A child was also run over and killed in Spalding, Clarendon.
Exponential speeding through Spalding town. You're not supposed to be going at those speeds. You hit a 13-year-old at exponential speed and put the people and children into most dead corner. Why? The place where you wanting to go is not moving. So you give the people and them children an untimely death, all because you decide that you're going to speed through the town.
A motorcyclist and pillion rider were also killed Sunday night on the Sheffield Main Road in Westmoreland. Neither was wearing a helmet. The 4th incident happened on the Old Harbour Main Road in St. Catherine. The driver lost control of this van and slammed into a tree. Mr. Hare says speeding was the cause of that crash.
We are dissatisfied with the fact that 5 of the persons who died were not wearing seatbelts. Because they would have been able to give themselves a fighting chance.
The Met Office of Jamaica is reporting that Hurricane Isaac continues to strengthen and is moving closer to the Caribbean.
Isaac in particular seems to be moving closer and closer to the Leeward Islands and should approach maybe the island of Dominica, which of course, as you heard, just a year ago was devastated already by a major hurricane. And this system, Isaac, is actually moving in the direction of Dominica.
The Met Office continues to monitor the development, but Director of the Meteorological Service, Evan Thompson, says it's expected to weaken as it gets into the Caribbean.
Jamaica, if we continue being spared like we have been, if that continues to take place, we're likely to experience quite a bit of rainfall, but it might not really be a severe system like a hurricane moving in our waters.
Academic staff at the University of Technology, UTech, Jamaica in Papine, St. Andrew, have been calling in sick this morning. This has resulted in disruption in classes. President of the University of Technology Academic Staff Union, Nebert Langley, says he does not have the details on the number of workers reporting sick. Mr. Langley says he is not aware of what is causing this particular issue at this time, adding that persons have been calling in expressing a desire for rest. When TVJ News asked about the labor relation climate, Mr. Langley says the teachers are not happy with the government because it has failed to honor its promise of a salary adjustment. And we go down to sports. 2017 semi-finalist Kingston College shrugged off a sluggish start to beat former champions Dunoon Technical 8-0 in their Issa Manning Cup opener at Stadium East on Monday.
Dunoon Technical kept Kingston College at bay for 30 minutes before Ronaldo Robinson opened the scoring in the 29th. Onika Allen, formerly of Monroe, scored his first goal in purple and white after 33 minutes, and from there the North Street boys never looked back. And Trevor Tingling in the 38th and Reed in the 42nd ensured a 4-0 lead going into the halftime break. The second half was more of the same, with 4 more goals for the North Street team. Reed in the 58th and Allen in the 87th completing their brace and giving KC an emphatic start to their 2018 campaign.
We took our time to really get our game together, but once it flowed, then we were able to capitalize on some opportunities that were created. It being the first game of the season, we are pretty satisfied with the performance levels. Clearly, there are rooms for a lot more improvements.
To be honest, they play to instruction in the first half, but I mean, I know to be honest, it will come like that because the fitness not there. But it's just a matter of time before them start running us. But in terms of we start to stay behind the ball, do a couple of positiveness, I got no problem in terms of working in progress.
And at Cedar Grove, former champion St. George's College slammed the host team 7-1 in their encounter. Chantanol Taylor was the man on the day, scoring a hat-trick for St. George's College. Taylor had his first after just 9 minutes. His second came 6 minutes later. He then returned just before the halftime break to complete his hat-trick in minute 43.
I'm very impressed today, especially with the first half. I think we come out of the blocks early. I like the patience that my team showed today. But we can get better going forward.
We just probably allow them a little bit too much space in the first half, because if you realize, second half they came out and they play much better. They play a bit more tighter, they play more compact. And hence, it was unfortunate, a penalty was blown against us for the second half.
Elsewhere, Tarrant and Cumberland drew 1-1 after both teams missed penalties. Kevon McGregor missed from the spot for Tarrant in the 30th minute before Ahmad Cole sent the visitors ahead in the 41st. Bobby McLean missed from the penalty spot for host Cumberland in the 86th minute before DeAndre Hines netted the equalizer in time added on to salvage a point.
I believe tactically the guys was well prepared, but I believe in terms of execution today, we never actually come out and executed as the way we planned.
Yeah, well, we definitely came here to get all 3 points, but we gave up a goal in the last minute of time added on, and we got a point. But I thought we played well enough. But the guys look a bit nervous, because we were just starting the first year of a 3-year program.
The competition continues on Tuesday with 6 games from Group C and G.
And that's the Midday News. Join us at 7 for the Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, I'm Herman Green. Good afternoon.